Micro-enterprises comprise over 90% of the total number of businesses in operation in the Philippines and are the primary sources of income of over 40% of Filipino households. Most of these micro-enterprises, however, cannot take the next step towards expansion because of lack of access to additional capital. Financial institutions generally view lending to micro-entrepreneurs as unprofitable and risky, with projected profits barely enough to cover the costs of small, uncollateralized loans. Frequently, the remaining option for these micro-entrepreneurs is to borrow from informal moneylenders at interest rates that do not allow them to set aside savings or reinvest in their enterprise. For decades, this crucial economic sector has been shut out of formal banking services and continued to operate informally and in small scale. Providing this sector with greater access to microfinance services, small loans, savings products, insurance, and remittance services will support their full participation in promoting economic growth. To address this need, the United States Agency for International Development launched the Micro-Enterprise Access to Banking Services, or MABS program in 1998. The program is implemented by the Rural Bankers Association of the Philippines, or RBAP, with oversight provided by the Mindanao Economic Development Council under the Office of the President. MABS assists rural banks to develop the capability to profitably provide financial services, both loans and deposits, to the micro-enterprise sector through the provision of MABS Approach Training and Technical Services, or MATS. This involves the transfer of proven Filipino and international microfinance best practices and technologies to assist rural banks in the expansion of their loan and deposit portfolios. As of April 2006, MABS has directly assisted more than 80 rural banks, composed of more than 275 banking units, with training and hands-on support as they develop financial services utilizing the MABS approach. These bank units have disbursed a total of more than 9 billion pesos or $165 million to more than 265,000 micro-entrepreneurs availing of bank loans for the first time. At the same time, banks have been able to open more than 330,000 new micro-deposit accounts.
Microfinance would probably be the wave of the future. Meaning to say, it is banking the way it should be done. The best practices are brought in by, usually we're brought in by MABS, the MABS people into our bank.
The MABS program has revolutionized the rural banking industry, especially in regard to microfinance.
And we've seen banks, we've seen our clients really benefited financially from this technology. And we've seen them also transform themselves into helping yung talagang mga micro-entrepreneurs.
The MABS approach is a complete package of training and technical assistance to banks. It is a systematic, step-by-step approach that teaches the bank how to develop products, microfinance products, how to install it and how to implement it properly, and monitor it for performance.
The MABS approach combines both classroom training and on-location technical assistance. This serves to facilitate the integration of concepts introduced during classroom training, ensuring the success of the technology transfer. There are 4 MATS modules. The Senior Management Orientation presents microfinance basics and emphasizes the critical role of management in ensuring a successful microfinance operation.
Management commitment both at the senior level and middle management level is key to successfully implementing a microfinance operation within a bank.
The Market Research module communicates the importance of understanding the rural bank's market, the competition, and the corresponding implications for the development of its microfinance products. It introduces valuable market research tools, including rapid market appraisal, micro-enterprise survey, and focus group discussion techniques, among others. The product development module focuses on determining the features of the microfinance product based on the findings of the market research conducted in the previous module. Financial projections are produced to ensure profitability as the microfinance business plan is developed.
The banks do well in that they can make a good, reasonable profit in this business, but they are also doing an enormous service to growing the economy and helping to eliminate poverty in the countryside.
The product development module also gives guidelines for the development of appropriate operations manuals and ensures that appropriate internal control systems are in place to prevent fraud. Loan products are developed based on character and cash flow analysis with appropriate credit and background investigation procedures. Savings products are developed based on the needs of micro-enterprise clients and low-income households with a focus on reducing transaction costs and improving efficiency. The Loan Administration and Management module focuses on proper credit procedures, including client orientation, credit checking, cash flow evaluation, and loan collection, as well as product performance monitoring systems, follow-up client retention, and staff performance appraisal. This module also emphasizes the importance of zero tolerance towards loan delinquency prevention and monitoring, and remedial management. Finally, an operations review is conducted approximately 6 to 10 months after the beginning of lending operations, or as soon as the bank builds up a loan portfolio of at least 100 micro-borrowers. The operations review determines whether the product has been sufficiently tested and specifically whether it is ready for launching in other branches or service areas of the bank. The program has built-in technical assistance at each stage of the product development process, building up the internal capacity of the bank's microfinance product development team. In addition, participating rural banks are provided with valuable tools to develop their capacity to effectively manage and continuously improve their microfinancial services. MABS also regularly convenes forums and conferences to ensure compliance to MABS microfinance best practices and continuous involvement of participating banks' top management in the microfinance operations of their banks. These activities also give the staff of participating banks the opportunity to share their experiences in implementing the MABS approach to microfinance in their banks and enable them to learn and absorb new concepts.
Our successful banks all spend a lot of time and resources in ensuring that staff are properly trained.
MABS also established institutions that will help promote and maintain MABS standards. MABS regularly issues compliance certifications to new participating banks that meet bank-wide and microfinance unit-specific indicators. MABS also developed the Eagle rating system, which measures participating banks' microfinance operations according to 5 indicators: efficiency, asset quality, growth, liability structure, and earnings. MABS also trained and licensed multiple service providers to ensure the continuous delivery of standardized training and technical assistance. MABS service providers, or MSPs, are private firms trained and licensed to roll out MABS. 2 licensed MSPs, Associated Resources for Management and Development, and Punla sa Tao Foundation, are providing the MABS package to interested rural banks. Learning centers are participating banks that serve as visitor centers for interested rural banks. MABS Technical Resource Specialists, or MABSters, are microfinance unit officers of participating banks trained to deliver microfinance refresher courses.
The MABS program was able to harness private sector support to sustain the MABS training and technical services by developing capabilities within private organizations such as the MABS service providers, the RB2000 rollout companies, and MABSters.